apparently, Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields will lead the NFL in interceptions thrown in 2022. What? Yeah, I'm just as confused as you are. Let's talk about this. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, hit the big red subscribe button down below, people. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And as always, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so what the heck am I talking about? I'm basically talking about, people, a article coming out from ESPN. Not even an article. It's more of a report, if you will, which basically states or predicts, let me put air quotes around that, predicts that Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields will lead the NFL in interceptions in 2022. So basically, Mike Clay, who is essentially a fantasy football focused writer for ESPN, he's not even a guy who covers every team. He's more of a statistician, if you will. Just basically came out with his season predictions, and one of those was Justin Fields leading the NFL in interceptions thrown. All right, so he predicted Fields to have approximately 3,600 passing yards, 18 TDs, and 16 interceptions. If you remember last season, Justin Fields had just 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. And so he is basically saying that Fields will more than double the TDs, right, 18, but he will also increase the interception so much so that he leads the league at 16. Now, let me just say this, all right? Right off the bat, this isn't an opinion. This is basically some sort of a statistical model, an algorithm, if you will, that basically pull these numbers. So before, I go off on this report, really, if you will, of Mike Clay, who came out with this, I know that this is just an algorithm, a number, if you will, okay, that he's using to project for his model, all right? But it's still wrong, all right? It's still wrong. And the reason is because of the fact that the Chicago Bears won't even have Justin Fields throw enough times for him to potentially lead the NFL in interceptions. Last year, we know that the NFL leader in interceptions thrown was Trevor Lawrence with 17. He tied with Matt Stafford. Both of those guys were guys that were essentially top of the league in pass attempts. Justin Fields was nowhere close to that. And that's going to be the case in year 2 because he is going to be running the wide zone scheme, Luke Getsy style, a.k.a. Shanahan style offense, right? Which basically is going to be predicated on the run. They're going to run the football a lot, the Chicago Bears will, all right? A lot of play action, a lot of bootlegs, a lot of running the football. Not a lot of dropping back 40, 35 times a game, all right? It's not going to happen. And so just from that aspect, you can say that the opportunity to even throw this many interceptions won't be there, let alone, him actually doing it, all right? So that's the biggest reason it's not happening, is just because of pass volume and attempts. But the second reason is Justin Fields. If you go back and look at his 10 interceptions last year, I look back at every single one of them. You can go back and look. Just type in on YouTube, Justin Fields, interceptions thrown, every single one of them in 2021. Only about 3 to 4, potentially 5, were his fault. A lot of those we're talking about is tipped passes, or the wide receiver hits it right in his hands, but he's dropping it. So, I just don't expect that to happen. It was a lot of bad luck involved in those interceptions last season. I don't expect that to repeat, people. And you know what? If you go back and look at the numbers, it backs it up as well. A lot of those were unlucky, if you will, okay? So no, I see no way Justin Fields leads the league in interceptions thrown in 2022. Not when we've got guys like Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Trevor Lawrence still could lead the league in interceptions thrown. There are a bunch of guys in this league that throw the football a lot and throw interceptions a lot. Justin Fields not one of them. So, no, I don't believe this happens. So I had to talk about this, folks. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below about this prediction. I don't think it'll be close. I don't think Justin Fields will throw that many interceptions, period, this season. I think he'll be one of the most careful QBs with the football, with some of the lowest turnovers, hopefully, in the NFL. Leave a comment down below if you agree. As always, thanks for watching.